What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we are doing a rebuild on the New Orleans Saints, a realistic one, and they are a high overall, 86 overall. However, they are made up of a lot of old and expensive players. Jeromepkr going to retire soon. Emmanuel Sanders going to retire soon. Brees. I don't want to go into too much of that. I had to record this 3 times over because it became a big political thing, and it's not that it's not important to me. It's just I don't want to get into a big debate about it because there's always so many. There's literally, like, you go on Twitter and you'll be consumed by it. It's just I've been looking at Twitter so much about it, and I don't know, dude. Like, I'm already getting into it right now. But as far as a rebuild goes, which is the point, it's supposed to be entertainment for you guys to forget about. You know, take a mind, not forget about it, but take your mind off it for a little bit. You know, like, even that right there could have been, oh, take your mind off it. Oh, you want to ignore it? You want to ignore it? Like, please, let me live. I'm just a content creator on Madden. It's not a very skillful position. But anyways, like I said, a lot of age, a lot of expense, and hopefully a lot of luck in year 1 because we want to win the Super Bowl. Okay, this is an interesting one. I called it, didn't I? Sheldon Rankins played a heck of a game. Yeah, ooh, watch out with that word, heck. That's a little bit too much profanity for YouTube. He's a superstar. Okay. So I tried to negotiate a contract for Drew Brees. He wants 1 year, 37. I do not think so, pal. All right, headed to the playoffs. Looking a little 50-50, and we do win, and we just barely beat the Falcons for the division, and we take our bye week as well, which is nice. Let's take a look at the Falcons. The Buccaneers missed. A lot of people were thinking, you know, it's either 50-50. Like, there's no one really saying they're going to just, you know, obviously suck. But, yeah, there's a good chance they might just barely miss, which would be kind of all for nothing from Brady a little bit. But Winston, those numbers aren't true. I traded for him halfway through. Those are the Giants' numbers. This offense wasn't the greatest of all time, okay? It was a good season. It wasn't that good. Calm yourselves. Michael Thomas, already a beast. Emmanuel Sanders, really wanted him to get a dev up to maybe keep him around longer, but unlikely to happen. Jeromepkr might go to superstar, which would be, you know, kind of clutch. Blocking-wise, you know, a little bit bad from Armstead, not great from Ramczyk, I suppose, and then the rest pretty solid. Defensively, Zach Bond and Demario Davis, maybe dev-ups there. Sack totals, Rankins at 9.5, Davenport at 9. It'd be nice to see him go to star. Let's see what else. Picks. Okay, Will Lutz. I know you got blocked twice, but 4 misses? Come on, pal. Come on, let's see who MVP of the league was. Was it Brees? It was not. It was Herbert. Brees at 4. I got to see Justin Herbert's numbers. These are probably ridiculous. No award win. We got Rookie of the Year on defense. Drew Brees. Wait, so what was the award that was? How does Matt Ryan win Offensive Player of the Year, but not Best QB? Like, did he actually have rushing yards and touchdowns? It must have been really close. Looking at these numbers, though, Emmanuel Sanders at 7, with Michael Thomas at 3. O-line, Armstead at 4. Ramczyk at 7. D-line, we had nothing. Linebacker, we had no number 3 for Zach. Okay, Zach had a pretty good damn season. Kicking, definitely not. Yeah, definitely does not deserve to be there. I'm going to hold on to the coach XP thing because I don't know. You know, Drew Brees might just straight up retire. So I'm going to be a little careful with that one. And we got to make sure that if there is a new QB in town, maybe we keep Jameis. I don't know. We got to make sure that we do have the ability to, you know, develop those players. So the Seahawks, 11-5. This team is a high overall. Like I said, it's going to dramatically drop soon enough. But for right now, it's not terrible. It's pretty good. And by not terrible, I mean it's like one of the best in the league. But obviously that age, that's really, if you can't win it first year, you know, it's a bit of a rebuild, as they say. See the Colts win with Felipe Rivers. A lot of older guys trying to get a ring last second or an extra one. Defense does well. Offense takes advantage of it. Gets 7, then they get 3. Right now, defense is looking. Why would I say that? Why do I say? Oh yeah, like and subscribe and follow me on Twitter. Jeromepkr. You would have thought this is the end of the video. Actually, no, you wouldn't, because I sell out in all parts of the video. Thank you, Alvin Kamara, because apparently this defense. Lads, relax yourself. 35-42. They almost won the damn game. Drew, what are you doing? Will Lutz had to throw a touchdown because you weren't getting the damn job done. That's crazy stuff. Rushing numbers, Alvin Kamara was absolutely insane. 26 for 173. Receiving, did Kamara have any part in that? Yeah, decent bit. He had 200-plus total yards. Sack totals, nothing crazy. Pick total, KJ Wright. The better of the elderly people between him and DeMario. Already to the championship game against those Falcons that are in the division. Let's take a look. They can't be that good of an overall. Yeah, 83. I mean, this is a battle of the best QBs from last season, basically. And I do have to remember to look at Herbert, which I 100% will forget. The Colts are on to the Super Bowl. There's an old quarterback playing in the Super Bowl no matter what. So there's that. If you're into that elderly stuff, you know, hey, here you go. This is the Super Bowl for you. 10-0. Okay, there we go. 10-7. 14-10. Okay, I can see you. New Orleans. Ooh, 3 right before half. These field goals are pissing me off. There you go. No. Oh, no. What happened? Oh, my. This team is kind of clutching. 2 minutes left. Slow simming for them. And they lose the game. The Saints are on to the Super Bowl. Maybe I'm wrong. I can't remember. We don't see the Saints that often, right? At least the last few rebuilds we haven't. I don't think we have, right? Either way, we have here right now. Actually, no, we do see them a little bit. Do we? Dude, I don't even know. Who cares? Drew Brees had the better game, finally showing up. Rushing, Todd Gurley, decent numbers, but Alvin Kamara was better. Receiving totals, Jared Cook, kind of balling out, man. Can't lie. Alvin Kamara really showing up. He wants that ring, and I can't blame him. Damn, he is balling. He's actually straight up balling. Back-to-back playoff games with multiple touchdowns, I believe, and 200-plus total yards. Pro Bowl, obviously, that doesn't matter because we literally can't see it unless we go through every single player that we think made the Pro Bowl. The 8-6-2 Colts. They don't even deserve to be there. EA, please do the right thing. Please. Looking at DevOps, I don't believe anyone got one. Even Jared Cook, I thought, should have had one. We don't know about Zach Bond because it might have glitched. Demario Davis does go to Superstar, which might save him a bit, which is clutch. And then Zach Bond, let's take a look. I think he probably did just get Superstar. He did. Nice. Yeah, because I think someone said that if they don't have their snaps done when they get Superstar, it resets them. I don't know, but you can see here that it says hidden still. It wouldn't if we didn't. Anye might be... Was he already star? He was already star. Either way, I mean, I like it. I like where we're at. You know, this is not bad. This is a team that can win it. They really could. Let's get Zach upgraded first, though. Let's go pass coverage, or I guess pass coverage makes sense. And then run stopper. Ooh, they're in 86 overall. We're in 88. This is a bit of a close one. It's a sunny day, and I'm going to be very disappointed if we lose. I could have said something like, if we don't come to play. Nah, I'm not doing that, even though I did. End of the game, I feel like we got the ball first. We didn't. Okay, left or right is us. Kamara, please. Fellas. I am happy. I want us to win this, right? But at the same time, it kind of ruins it a little bit. I will say we moved some things around, so we're going to take some credit for it. But apparently it's a year one Super Bowl win. This is almost always the AFC out the gate, isn't it? I'm trying to think. It's either always Dallas or the Browns, if I'm not mistaken. Well, that's rebuild over. Wow, that's awesome. Rebuild's complete. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, maybe like it. Yeah, we're gonna see what we can do in the next 3 seasons. We'll do at least 4 years, I believe, unless we win like 2 more Super Bowls or something back to back. But highly unlikely. If I was Drew Brees here, I'd probably just call it. And Kamara, player of the game. He's been player of the freaking postseason. Just player of the year for this team. Damn it. Who cares? You just give it to him. I don't even care. Drew Brees had a good season, but Kamara is just... He carried. He really did. When we were desperate for a touchdown there, he just busted one free. Kamara, that dude. I like him. I really like him in real life, actually, because I think he's super good. He's underrated as well, because obviously the he has, what was that record? Like, certain receiving yards and rushing yards in his first 2 seasons. Like, he is getting the ball a lot. But that's the Super Bowl. First one done. That's first season anyways. And Phillip Rivers, yikes, man. Yikes. That's all I can really give him. Alvin Kamara, 124 yards, 7.2 per. Maybe not his best game technically, but still really good. Kamara, once again, almost 200 yards total. Again, which is insane. That would probably be some sort of running back record. Unfortunately, it's not going to be since he technically didn't get it, but still. How do you top a year 1 Super Bowl with a non-fantasy fantasy team? I don't know. I don't. But let's see if we even have a chance at Drew Brees. Is he even around still? It says he is. How much? 31.8. That's, I mean, I offered him something similar to 31.8. Free agency be better for me. Well, you're playing under the tag, pal. And you don't want to ruin your legacy, so you're going to be... Jameis. Please, man. Please. I don't understand how I had enough money to pay Drew Brees what he was asking for, but when I tag him, somehow we have no money? I don't understand that, but we are going to be working diligently with this cap situation, and with pick 32, the chance of getting a QB is basically 0. Are there any contracts we can get rid of? Damn it, we can't. No wonder why this team always loses rankings. This is not a good. Oh, Kiko Alonso, see ya later, pal. We can do it. We can do this. We can find a way to work together and remove the trash. Oh, great, Lattimore. That's who I'd want to get rid of. There you go. See you later, Mario Edwards. We could get rid of Jared Cook. I think it would save us $5 million. I like Jared Cook quite a bit. But is there even an option at this point? Like, can we even do anything? All right, if there's even a feasible tight end here, we might. Andrew, how the hell do you keep getting around? The slut, I tell you. But as far as tight ends go, there's not really an option here for someone that's athletic and that can make plays. Like, best case is Jacob Hollister. I suppose we'll give him something cheap maybe, and if we can get him, I suppose we'll try and start him because he's not terrible. So we got a fullback and we got Taywan Taylor as a receiver. Salary cap's still looking a little rough, but maybe we can, move some of that for next year if we trade like a 2nd or a 3rd round pick. But yeah, this is it's getting a little close. All right, so we have some 5th year options. Let's take a look at who we have. I think you re-sign him. I don't think you give him the 5th year, right? I'm trying to think. Because this team almost never gives him the 5th year, so is that a bad decision by them? I don't know, dude. Corners always make a lot no matter what. Nah, I think corners make a lot no matter what, but there's a very big $5 million per year difference at times, so I want to get that done right away. Ryan Ramczyk, he's going to make a lot no matter what, so I think we are going to give him that 5th year option. Anyone else? That was a really good draft class they had. Also, these are the contracts we got accepted. So Jacob Hollister gives us an opportunity to get rid of Jared Cook, which I'm debating. Ty Montgomery, really good backup for receiving. We did not get Jabal Sheard, and we also did get Jason Verrett. He's 29 years old. We got him on a 1-year deal. So, I mean, that gives us a little bit of depth at a position that is kind of on the bad side. Looking at the offense, though, I mean, we definitely need some positions for the future, but for right now, I think we're all right. What is Josh Hill looking like? He's a blocker, right? He's actually a decent receiver. I thought he was a blocking type. Like, he's been there since the Jimmy Graham prime days, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like, I feel like he's been there for ages. Now, looking at the offensive line, I don't think we need to do anything there either. Maybe look for a future replacement for Terron Armstead, but right now, I mean, I don't think there's any issues at all, so that's a good linebacker. Definitely look at it because Anzalone, he's all right, but he's nothing special. I would maybe even debate moving Marcus Williams down to corner. Like, we just can't have Malcolm. I don't know, dude. We'll settle all this after the season. We also get Kevin Tolliver as a backup, maybe a little special teams player. It's worth it, though. And now with pick 32 in the draft, and I believe no 2nd round, if I'm not mistaken, We're going to move to about 20 and see what we're looking like, because we want to land one good player rather than, 2 or 3 average players, because that's how close this team is. Ooh, that is a huge win for the Texans. That could actually kind of change the shape of this rebuild. We see the Texans make it to the postseason in the Super Bowl a decent bit, and a 79 overall rookie corner is quite good. Prior, that was one of the guys on the list, Amari Luther. We do have a corner on our list as well. It's just, I don't know what we need the most. There's no QBs in sight. Like, there is 0. Although, nah, he's not very good. That's what I said. The number 1 overall guy is there. Well, number 1 QB is there, but I don't think he's that good anyways. So as far as first-round talent goes, we have Rob Schaffer, who I think will be the first to... He's 24. What the hell are we even doing? Matthew Hutton is definitely a guy on my list because Davenport... Is he the guy? Is he not the guy? I don't know. Terrell Riley looks kind of like an average corner. He is on the taller side and younger side, but his weight is low, kind of low. Because to be fair, at this point, if we don't trade up, we're probably best case scenario going to take the right tackle, and his name is Zimmerman. And with everything going on right now, I don't think the Saints need even more backlash. Well, long story short, we can't even trade up to that spot anyway, so we're just gonna have to risk it. Yikes! The worst part is it's the Browns, so the Browns now have a good pass rusher. We might have sold a little bit there. Terrell Riley, Cassidy. Do we maybe just make a play for Cherry instead? Yeah, let's trade up for the corner. No, 26 isn't terribly high. I really hope Patrick Robinson wasn't a huge cap hit because it said like 6 mil, so I think we actually just lost a ton of money in dead space, but not the game. 32, 96, and Robinson for 26. Really, it's 32 and 96 is fair enough on its own. But corner is the glaring need. The Zimmerman looks solid, though. Nah, let's go Terrell Riley. We need a corner. 71 overall. Now, that's not what I was looking for. Kind of where exactly I expected. That catching is a little low for my liking. Good jumping, though. That's solid jumping, so... it's a good player. It's a good play. At least he's hidden. It could have been normal. If it was normal, that would have been a GG. So we have both of the linebackers there and the DN. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to keep moving down until one of them goes. Not going to lie, I went to the 4th round because I got impatient, and none of them are there. Nice. We're hoping for X Factor on that corner because otherwise our job's on the line. Oh, my. Everyone's gone. Well, Seahawks are getting a steal. We're going to get their 4th round next year. This is not really a good pick for us at all. Because I think we're going to take whoever's here right now. Derek Locker, last second decision, whatever, man. We're just going to take him. 60 overall. A bit faster than I thought he was going to be. 83 speed, 83 excel, 80 agility. I thought he was going to be worse than that. I don't think he has much of a chance on the team, but, special teamer, I guess. So we traded back to the mid-7th, and we are going to just take this punter. 73 overall, highest of the draft. Okay, I don't know if we can do anything with Morstead because I think they locked him into a pretty good contract, and he is a very good punter, but we'll see. So draft recap, we had 1 hidden. I kind of want to see some of the guys we missed. 3 players in the whole draft. Yikes, man. Although, superstar. Okay, we were obviously going to start him regardless, but... now I kind of believe that there's actually a chance that he can maybe do something with it. Okay, so, best case out of a bad scenario, right? Matthew Hutton, the right end, 21 hidden. Oh, he's solid. He's a solid player. I don't know what his depth. Please be star. Please. Thank you. Okay, he's still a pretty solid player, but yeah, here's the running back everyone kept passing on, Adrian Moore. He's a big fella. Oh, this guy looks like so much fun if you could use him. He is a tank. He's actually really solid. What's that dev? He's good. Oh, man, if I knew he was that good, I would have said screw the corner, even though I think he's a great player. We could have had a replacement for Kamara. Well, you can't really replace Kamara. Here's Cassidy Zimmerman. He's a great player. That's all I can say. No dev, though. Cherry, 69. However, he is hidden. Yikes. What's that dev? Okay, could have been worse. That's about it. I don't think we had anyone else, to my knowledge. Hutton kind of was a bit of a miss, but I mean, Davenport's a good overall. He just doesn't have any depth. You're going to save a little bit of money by releasing this Nick Easton guy. He's 1.5 mil, penalty, 5 cap. I know it's somehow someone's going to come in, that's the long snapper, it's unrealistic. Like, mate, you know, like, he's making $5 million to be a nothing, okay? I'm sorry. So we all know that the, where is it? The Saints always pride themselves on having a good backup QB, and we're not doing that today, so best of luck to you. Antoine Crosby coming on. Taysom was there as one of the highest overall QBs, which is brutal. All right, looking at the roster going into year 2 after that Super Bowl win, Drew Brees is a whopping 88 overall, which is a bit of a yikes. Looking at the receivers, of course, we definitely need to look to replace Emmanuel Sanders. And we don't really have to look to replace him because he will literally just be gone. Once we see some of the re-signings, if it comes apparent that we can't afford everyone, we might try to trade Jared Cook off at the deadline. Looking at the offensive line, I think it's great. I just don't know if we can afford everyone. And then looking at the defensive side of things, of course, Riley's going to be moving up to the 2 spot, maybe the 3, depends on how he plays in preseason. Yeah. Of course, love seeing Gardner Johnson being absolutely wasted. It's great news. Just why wouldn't you want to see a great player with star development wasted? Obviously, we have him playing in pretty much every backup role, so he will see the field. He's just not the starter. And looking at the linebackers, Anzalone, I don't know if he'll ever develop. And then Demario Davis, probably gone, maybe even a guarantee gone after this season. So it's a decent team. There's places to be upgraded, but it can't be done until those guys retire. I mean, they can't really upgrade. It's just that you have to upgrade because they're going to be gone soon. So, you know, team's going to look quite a bit rougher next season. So, got to make a count this year again. And I think there's a chance that they could. As far as, like, XP upgrading, I don't know what we're going to do because, you know, you can't really do wide receiver because I mean, you can, but there's nothing to do right now. I think O-line for sure because we do have 3 young guys there in the middle. Even Ryan Ramczyk could benefit. I think DB for sure, and then maybe linebacker, I suppose. Oh, there is already. Oh, I forgot Sean Payton's a legend. Here he has wide receiver. He has D-line as well. Oh, we're good. We're fine. Don't worry about it. Should we do tight end or running back? We'll hold on to this, I think. All right, so looking at some of the re-signings, Marcus Williams not asking for a whole lot. Marshawn Lattimore asking for a decent bit of Rankins. That's not crazy. The question is, though, how much money do we have? Kamara is a running back, so that's not the hardest position to replace. We're going to look at Marcus Williams first, I think. We're going to give him a 5-year deal, I believe is fair. We gave him a 6-year deal, which, I don't know, maybe it was a little expensive. Lattimore, going to give him a 5-year deal worth $69 million. Happy to go along with it. Definitely want to get Rankins back because that's a very fair contract for a superstar player. I mean, it appears we can afford everyone. I don't know exactly where this team goes broke to the point where they can't re-sign guys like Marcus Williams sometimes. Lattimore, they never re-sign. Well, not never, but they usually don't re-sign him. Rankins, they usually don't re-sign. Hell, they let Demario Davis and Jared Cook go and Anzalone. Where's the issues? I don't understand. Is it because who did we replace that would have been making up like 30 mil or something like that? I don't even know. Half the time, Brees probably retires after the season. I don't even know, dude. But at least we don't have to worry about that. Damn, out of nowhere, as soon as it's time to re-sign Sheldon Rankins, he increases his asking price to 10 per, which in fairness, he's definitely worth that. So, give him a 3-year deal on that term. Demario Davis, that is a lot of money to ask for. He's a really good player. It's just, that is a lot to ask for. I mean, linebacker's going to suck around here, but that's the way it's going to be. I think we will give Anzalone that 3-year 14, just because that's decent. You know, that's a decent asking price. And then Jared Cook, we're probably just going to let go. All right, so apparently Taywan Taylor is now star development. That's something. Well, ain't going to be no bye week this time because we might not even make the damn playoffs. We do at 10-6. The Panthers, if we didn't lose to them both times, we just won one time. Maybe we would have won the division and had that bye week, but we lost both times to them. We lost the most important games, divisional games. I don't know why, but here's Drew Brees showing a full regression here, which is kind of rough. Kamara just continues to truck I thought that said Brees, 9 rushing touchdowns. Like, what? Michael Thomas, meh. Jared Cook, touchdowns are down, but yards are great. Receiving, kind of iffy anyways. Blocking, worse than last year, which is kind of unfortunate. Tackles, nothing really spectacular. Davenport, a 7.5, not bad. Cameron Jordan, though, 6? Like, why? Why are we doing so bad in sack totals every rebuild? I don't even know. Will Lutz, great player, just isn't playing well, I guess. I don't even know. Yearly awards. Trying to think of what we maybe would have won. Defensive Rookie of the Year if we're lucky, perhaps. Number 2. Nice, as you will. Love it. But yeah, we didn't win anything. We got a couple of offensive linemen on the list. You know, Kamara was number 2 at running back, but nothing really to show for on the yearly awards. But nonetheless, we are an 89 overall roster, 10-6, going against the Seahawks. We have one of their draft picks, the 4th round pick. So make it count, boys. 81 overall, we can win this. Come on. If you just win this game, I don't care, okay? Although I will say, win or lose, you know, one of our picks is going to be better than it was technically, right? Because if we lose, then our picks are better. If they lose, and our 4th round's better. Ravens barely beating the Chargers there. Yikes. I mean, we're definitely the better team by quite a bit, so let's show them that, please, I suppose. 7-all is the score. Seattle scoring at will at this point. Offense got to do better than this. There you go. That is better. Defense, you're not really doing well for yourselves. Good job on the offensive side. Defense, please. Please. You got to be joking me. This defense is garbage. And then we, like, lose the ball. No, we don't. 4th and 12, they go for it. How come the clock is gone? All 3 timeouts? What do you mean? Like, look at this. This is a joke. This is some sort of sick joke, right? Are they going to kneel it? No, they're going to actually run the ball. You got to be joking me. They're actually going to sleaze us. Bring him down quickly. Never mind. We lose. I'm glad I got to witness that. Hell of a game, 38-35. Of course, we lost to the team with, way worse roster, but I guess that happens all the time, doesn't it? Alvin Kamara, good job fumbling, dude. A lot of rushing touchdowns in this game, specifically for them. 4 of them for them. Yikes. Defense, do better. We understand why their defense wasn't doing well. It's because it's bad. They've got Bobby Wagner, and that's it. It's basically it for that defense. This team is going to be quite a bit different in a moment or two here. Panthers versus the Ravens, and the division does not do well. Let's take a look at any potential dev-ups. Don't think we would have had any on offense. Jared Cook would have been the closest. Drew Brees does decide to retire, so quarterback position looking very bad right now. We don't know what's in free agency. We don't know. Oh, Marcus. There you go. Superstar development. We'll take that. I think that was probably it, though, right? I think that was it. Unfortunately, that was it. Oh, no, Davenport. What up, Davenport? Star development. Okay, dude, it's going to be an interesting re-signing. But speaking of re-signings, do we have any deals we can make? So, Jared Cook, a 2-year 10 isn't terrible. Oh, do we not do hands alone? Well, it's too late now. Yikes, that's a bit of a fail by us. I cannot lie. I mean, we can afford it, but I don't want to because he didn't really play that well anyways. Defense got smoked in the playoffs. Demario Davis, sorry, pal. Jared Cook, sorry, pal. Yeah, just screw it. Let's get some of these backups here, but yeah, that's about it. Now, the problem here is if there even is a QB, how can we even make the argument that it's realistic, oh, it's Lamar Jackson. Yeah, it's realistic that they might not pay him because they might not have the money, or I don't know how they would do it, but it's unlikely something like that would happen. Usually a franchise quarterback gets that re-signing, so even if they're there, it's unrealistic not to go for him because someone else is going to re-sign him anyways, so I don't know, dude. But I don't even know if anyone's going to be there. Something tells me someone in the 90s are going to be there. Or just not at all. Emmanuel Sanders is here. I kind of want to see if he's actually replaceable. Because if he is, Will Fuller could be that guy. We don't have a wide receiver really ready to take control. Well, we got Taywan. Okay, so we don't really save much with a manual, unfortunately. Although in real life, what was it? I think we can actually get rid of all of these players. All right, so we released Malcolm Jenkins, took that hit that, they're likely to take in real life after 2 seasons with him, and then we released Emmanuel Sanders, but cleared that one, so we're only taking a bit of the hit. Will Fuller is asking for a lot of money, so I probably should have evaluated that a little bit better when going into it. David Njoku, we've had him a couple of times, but he's never really developed, Ryan Kerrigan, the X Factor. Nice. All right, Will Fuller accepted. I'm surprised we didn't get any other offers. We did give Trubisky a 4-year, I don't even know, is it 12 mil? I have to, if we get him, I have to adjust him to a 2-year, 7, I think would be fair. Doesn't matter anyways, because Trubisky is a giant. I may or may not have forgotten to contest Zach Cunningham's offers, so now he's not on the team. Jared Cook, though, he does re-sign, which I suppose for 2 year 6 isn't terrible. Jacoby Brissett, cheap contract, and surprisingly, nobody wanted Philip Lindsay, so welcome to the squad, pal. Davenport needs a contract. I mean, if we're going to give him a contract, we're going to give him a contract, so, let's not do a 5th-year option. Maybe we should have. I don't know. Who cares, dude? I'm just hoping there's still someone left there. Please don't be hands alone only. So I think Demario Davis just, hit free agency. I offered him a 2-year 8. He didn't take it. Oh, well, there are 2 good quarterbacks. One at, mid to early first, one later. So, really, I just kind of want to see what happens to that first QB, see where he goes. If he's still there, maybe we can take him instead. The guy we have is more of a mobile guy, while the other guy seems like a pure pocket passer. So, I think the pocket passer makes more sense. But really, it's just what can we get, There he is at number 11. Okay, so that's not terrible. If we can go to maybe 17, please be there, sir. The Cardinals shouldn't take him, right? So let's trade with the Cardinals because the Vikings and potentially the Patriots are very much so candidates for this guy. So we give him 23, 119, and Malcolm Brown for 17. I also will be giving them 121 as well, which should be fair to move up 6 spots there. And with that pick, we're hopefully going to be taking the QB of the future, Theo Parks. Like I said, a little bit of a scrambler. Not the fastest in the world, but, 4.66 and the 3-cone, all that. Maybe in the mid-80s, 84, 85. And he is hidden. That's the main goal. Number 7, interesting. Very good agility. No juke ability, which makes no sense. How would you have good agility with, no juke move or anything? I don't understand that. But pretty average guy with hidden. He's above average. He's a good player. And now for our next pick, we do have a lineman. Once again, I don't know if lineman's actually that big of a deal right now, but actually no, we have Derby. Where's the lineman I'm thinking of? Oh, here he is. I don't know why I didn't have him on my list, but he skipped the combine, which usually means they're pretty good. So it would be between Dan Trammell and Mike Derby. Derby, I think, they're both really preventative picks. I don't think any of the players we have in the 2nd or 3rd round are guys that we can actually use to replace someone right now. We're just going to give them Pete straight up. Really? They need more than Pete. I get it's a decently high pick, right? But it's not that high. We gave him Andres Pete, Latavius Murray, and a 5th-round pick for 42. Andres Pete is, 26, 27, 83 overall left guard. That's got to put him in, the top, 10 in the league for guard, top 15. Ironically, I remembered he just signed a 5-year, so super unrealistic move. This is post-edit, of course. Too late. My bad. But Dan Trammell, we risked a decent bit. We traded our starting left guard for a guy to replace him because obviously we're trying to get cheaper and risk well-earned. Oh, it's really well-earned as he is fast as hell. He might be the most agile lineman in the league outside of, guess who? Terran Armstead, who's already on the damn team. Okay, this team is pretty dangerous running to that left side of the field. Let's go to the Buccaneers. They're going to give us a late 3rd to gain that pick, and then obviously a 3rd next year. Hopefully we land the players we want. The safety, he's on my list, I suppose, but not that high on the list. Damn, thankfully he wasn't, because the entire class is gone. We traded with the Dolphins to go far, far back. And we get a 5th next year, something really terrible, because this game just doesn't value 3rd-round picks for some reason. All right, pick 4 in the 4th round. I do not know who to go for because Gary McCoy does look decent. I could just leave it at that. He is very good. Let's go for Gary McCoy. Normal development, but lots of potential, so kind of a meh. And now for this linebacker, I really don't want to make a play this high, but I almost feel like we have to. We're going to go to the Texans, actually, and we're going to go for this linebacker. I don't know. Like, at this point, we do kind of need one of those players that is, 68, 69 overall normal and could start, because we've had a lot of success with turning those types of players into starters, and it only took a 6th round to move up, a decent bit there. So I don't know. I guess they just don't value late 3rd, early 4th, which is where a lot of the league's like developing talent does come from. Ooh. Before we make a move, let's see if we can actually move up to the Bills as well. We got people on the phones all over the place. We gave him a 6th and a 5th next year and a 7th this year for 109. Okay, that is 109. Fair enough. I think that's the majority of that's actually the entirety of our class. Maybe we trade up for the fullback late. We'll decide that later. DeMarcus Stark, the running back. And he is hidden. 69 overall hidden. Okay, I mean, I don't know why I'm excited because he's literally never going to start. But, I don't know. Maybe in the future he gets traded for something. Maybe we get a 4th or a 3rd out of him. Maybe a 3rd. And then DeMarcus Finney anyways, not Kinney. Probably going to be a starter, ironically enough. Oh, he's definitely going to be a starter. Another hidden development, sub 70, well, close, player with hidden. Okay, that is a steal. Like, don't get me wrong, he's not the greatest player in the world, but he is, he's hidden. And I was willing to start him pretty much at normal 69, which is ironic because that's kind of the way the Saints have orchestrated as of late. Seems like the Saints middle linebacker is always a low overall, and never mind, our fullback's gone, so I don't really care. And let's move on. I don't know what the devs are going to be, but if that QB superstar are better, we might be able to pull off one more Super Bowl before this is over. But here he is, Mr. Parks. Of course, we know his ratings. Pretty solid stuff. You can't go wrong with any of those. He's number 8, actually, officially. And he's officially a star. A bit of a yikes, but, I'm completely fine with it because, once again, it's still a good starter. Dan Trammell, I really thought he was going to be superstar. He skipped the combine. He looked amazing. Still, I'm happy with it. DeMarcus Stark, the halfback. He is star. Is this going to just be star across the board, perhaps? DeMarcus Finney is also star. Damn. Regardless, I'm happy with it because it could have been, all normal for all we know. That QB doesn't have to have star or better. He could have been normal and that would have been ruined. Of course, this guy, no speed really to say. Excel is interesting. Agility is really interesting. But really good throwing ability. This man's development is... All right, so potential Hall of Fame QB right there. Sweet. Let's also take a look at Derby, and then we'll head out. Of course, hidden development. Power move 78. Oh, he's solid. You can kind of almost make an argument for edge. He kind of reminds me of like a heavier J.J. Watt almost. Let's take a look at what his actual development is. It is something I do not want to talk about. Okay, let's move on. Look at who I just noticed his speed. Maybe linebacker. I don't know. But Dwayne Anderson, 6'2", 209. Maybe linebacker. I don't know. Perhaps. And another hidden. Obviously, this guy has 0 redeeming factors for us. I don't even think, even in a user league, you'd be able to make him anything. But obviously we need a backup, so I'll take him. This just proves that we probably miss out on a ton of players that we could have as backups that could develop. Let's go with Deion Jordan. He's been a very good rotational piece for teams over the last few years, so it might as well. And then as far as linebackers go, is Correa a pass rusher? Like, we need to find ourselves a coverage linebacker. Nathan Gary, I suppose, the speedster. Put him on there and see if there's any other guys, because Demario Davis is gone, unfortunately. And we need ourselves a new coverage player. Of course, maybe we can make the argument for that safety. I don't know, man. It's a tough one. Let's see what his overall is first at linebacker. So, He is a 67 overall free safety, which isn't terrible. Very slow, though. Like, very slow. We need a new right outside linebacker, I believe. So 67 overall free goes to 64 at right. That is a bit brutal, isn't it? I think we're going to make the play at linebacker and just hope the freaking Jesus he does not absolutely cost the season. We're already, starting a guy that looks like he's 32 years old or something like that at QB. A lot of color on offense, which is nice because especially offensive line. I mean, we don't get star dev or better often. We have one guy that isn't star or better, and it's a fullback. Like, who cares? It's a fullback. So, I like it. I like seeing the variety here. A few X factors, a lot of stars, a couple of superstars at linemen. Can't go wrong with it. And then Anderson will play the left outside spot. So, linebacker, as it usually is around here, is a problem, but overall it's still a really good team, and all we need is a chance. We just need to make the playoffs, and then anything can happen. All right, so we do have some re-signings. Terran Armstead wants a 3-year 44, and it does kind of sound pretty fair. We're definitely going to re-sign Jeromepkr, who, we have a lot of money. Let's get him until he's 30. Let's get him until he's 31. 31's a good age for a lineman. Dwayne Anderson. This is a bit of an early jump, but he's star development. I think we'll give him that deal. Davenport, a 3-year 37. That is actually pretty doable. Let's give him a 4-year 52. The DT, David, I think that's actually these are some I don't understand how the Saints they get all these players for cheap. Like, how do you keep all of these players on very favorable deals? I don't understand. A 3-year for Terran Armstead, that's a tough one. Can you do like a 2-year fully guaranteed? How does everything need improvement? I suppose he's already almost getting that guaranteed anyways, but I offered him a 2-year $29.4 mil deal where 28.4 of it was completely guaranteed. Why is that not good enough? I would take that if I was a lineman. I guess we're just going to tag him. And we somehow make the postseason going against the Panthers, who are, 9-7. I don't understand why we did so poorly, though. Like, I don't get it. But new QB, Theo Parks, probably a superstar already. This offense it's set. It's literally set. It's maybe even better than when Drew Brees was here, because you could see Parks, he absolutely killed it. Defensively, Dwayne Anderson kind of ball out. Finney, we had a scenario for, and of course he didn't get it because, why would he? Pass rushing, Davenport gets paid, doesn't do his job. Zach Bond doing pretty damn well for us. Cameron Jordan, meh. And the two DTs absolutely balling out together, which is nice. Yeah, Dwayne Anderson, if he doesn't go to Superstar, that is shocking, because he was probably Defensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player. He could have been, but Defensive Rookie of the Year. There's actually, misstep in words, but very well could be the case. Rodgers is an 86 overall still. It must be morale or something. Looking at the NFC side, where was he? Was he on the list? Really? I'm surprised he wasn't on the list. Of course, Theo Parks, the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Finney over... Am I missing something? Was he not a rookie? I must be missing something. I swear he was a rookie, right? He had to be. He was 21. Why isn't he on the list at all? I don't even know, dude. I feel like we've been scammed, honestly. But regardless, scam or not, we're in the postseason. And as we always say, that's all that matters. Let's take a look at some of these ratings. Parks, really good season. Probably a very good, maybe a little too good of an overall. 84 overall, with, of course, a morale pushing him to an 87. No one else really developing super well, to my knowledge, right? It doesn't look like anyone did super well outside of the QB. Anderson developed all the way up to a 75 overall. Yeah, it's like they completely forgot about him. He's a rookie. Didn't get on the Rookie of the Year list. Number 28 looks disgusting, by the way, on him. I don't get it. I don't understand. I just... interesting. I don't know what to tell you. Finney, 77 overall. Where's the morale boost for these guys? I guess to be fair, we didn't really play that well. Maybe just no morale boost in general makes sense. But regardless, here we are going against those Panthers. 84 overall. We should definitely win this. Of course, the Panthers were in the Super Bowl last season, but we still very well could have easily been in the Super Bowl ourselves. The Titans beat the Chargers. The Panthers are still starting Teddy Bridgewater, so we have the nod at pretty much every position here, except for the fact that we're losing 10-0, finally putting up some points. Defense doing all right for itself. Ooh, that would have been game-changing if they would have scored their last second. Start of the fourth, it's not looking great, but we do have a chance. Oh, you cannot fail from the 1 yard line. That's season. That's the season. Offense, please. Got to stop running the ball here. Clutched up. Defense, make a play. They do. 2 minutes left. The offense is driving, and against all odds, they have somehow won the game. How? That is insane clutch levels. Theo Parks kind of sold. Kamara did pretty well for himself. Kamara's really good. I like Kamara. He's definitely on the thumbnail. If he's not, I'm going to be very disappointed with myself. Defensively, okay. Yeah, interesting numbers. Lutz at least showing up in the postseason. You know, it kind of sucks in the regular season half the time, but good stuff in the postseason. Can't lie. Good stuff. Going to the divisional round. Could have that, 2 Super Bowls in 3 years thing. Not feeling great about the Cowboys as a matchup, but we are a 90 overall, so, bow down to us, please. Yeah, that Dwayne Anderson guy, or whatever his outside linebacker name is, the safety moved to linebacker. It was a good move. It's very developable. Of course, Cleveland moves on over the Titans. Somebody needs to beat Cleveland, because I don't even care if it's us or not. Just don't let it be Cleveland for the 40th billion time. Touchdown right out the gate for them. We bounce back, not as dominating, but we get 7. And then the second drive, we match their 3. Right before half, we get another 3. Okay, whether we win or not, this is a good performance. You got to be very proud of this, especially going against a powerhouse like the Falcons, the Cowboys in Sim. And we just got wrecked down the field. A huge play on 3rd and 10 to Will Fuller. Moving pretty nicely here, in a good spot. Clutching up at the last second again. This QB, call him what you want. He is clutch. Holy crap. Always throwing picks, but these drives have been insane. Taking the lead with 30 to 50 seconds left at a time is ridiculous. This guy's, he's kind of my favorite QB we've had in a while. I don't understand what it is, but just comes up clutch. We almost never have a clutch player, but that's clutching up. Didn't get the bye week, so we still have yet another game to play if we want to make the Super Bowl. 90 overall across, so, well, not 90 across, but you know what I mean. 90 overall, 85 Vikings. The Vikings never get to this stage, so can't wait for them to be in the Super Bowl, because if they're here at this point, for a fact it's Super Bowl time for them. They almost never get that sim luck. They must have got a QB or something. Baltimore beats the Browns. Of course, those are always the 2 teams anyways. Ooh, they're running special Vikings uniforms. Interesting stuff. I believe they are, right? Those aren't normal. I don't think. I don't know, dude. Okay, Vikings are looking a little scary on offense. Defense comes up clutch. We get 7 off of that. Before half, we score another 7. Oh, that's clutch. We're up by 11. We're up by 18. We're up by 21. Fellas, are you joking me? We're actually about to choke this. I want to see it. I have to see it. I'm just going to sit. Who's the worst? Yeah, he's not great. Yeah, those uniforms are fresh, man. I'm a Packers fan, but I can admit, those look good. Kirk Cousins, all the time in the world, finds his man in the back of the end zone, but he gets popped. If a Saints fan's mad at Marcus Williams still, I don't know what to tell you, because he just saved the game with a huge hit stick. I wouldn't say he absolutely redeemed himself, but one hell of a start to it. Great stuff, and the Saints are back in the Super Bowl. This game, Theo Parks, very bad yardage. That's terrible. I don't even understand how this team won with these yardage numbers. Defense must have just came up with plays, like play after play. Sack totals were rough. Any touchdowns on defense? No. I know there was a couple of short fields, though. Will Lutz did not miss a field goal while Matt Gay did, so that might have been the difference. I don't know at some point if they were down by 2 possessions. I don't know the math on it. Maybe they were down by 10 at one point. They decided to go for 4th down. I don't know, and they wouldn't have had to if they had the field goal. Who knows, man? I don't know. It's very realistic, right? It's a chance. Kind of want to see these dev ups because there's going to be a couple of decent ones here. Like there's going to be some decent dev up chances. If Parks isn't superstar, that is shocking. Okay, as we expected, Parks with superstar development and probably a chunk of yardage XP. Yeah, 13,000 XP, not bad. Anderson, man, what in the world? Good thing we gave him a 5-year deal because he is a beast. That is interesting. 28 as a linebacker looks bad, but he did play a whole season with it, so, I mean, what can you really do? I wonder what his excel and speed are. So he just gained an excel. He gained a speed at some other point, and I think his agility is the exact same as before. And I believe that's it for DevUps, right? Yeah, that's the only DevUps, but still, that's impressive. 90 overall to their 88. So once again, we outshine them in overall. So in theory, we should be the better team, right? That's kind of how that works. Going to the end of the game, I'm just surprised we actually got around this cap situation because, you know, there's some definite question marks coming into the future for the Saints. And wow. Yeah, I don't want to be too optimistic about things, but yikes. The Ravens are dead. Actually shot out of the sky, 38-7. Okay, dude, if you say so. I mean, I'll show you guys after this that we didn't force any wins or anything like that. Damn, son. Yeah, the Saints are they're sneaking into that top-tier category of all-time status with these couple of wins. I really like the confetti color, too. It looks really nice. Really more of like a Steelers colors, in my opinion, but, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I don't know if it's that easy in real life for the Saints to get out of it because I don't know, you know, the situation for every cap. We just did it in Madden, so a lot of the contracts aren't going to be exactly to the T as real life. You know, guys like Kamara, if he keeps playing the way he's playing, he might even ask for maybe a 5-year 70 rather than a 5-year 55. You know, those small little increments do add up. So I have no idea. Plus, you know, we got Parks, but it's not as easy to find, an above average tier QB just straight out the gate, even at pick 17 in the draft. So, and it's not easy to find one that looks like a 42-year-old mobster from Chicago. Theo Parks played his best postseason game yet, which is ironic because it's the Super Bowl. That's a really good performance. Kamara just consistent across the board, always playing well. Receiving, Jared Cook. No man deserves it more than that guy. Just trying to find a home, always playing his hardest, and it seems like he's always improving. He's like everyone, oh, he doesn't have any hands, and then he shows up, he has hands. Like, oh, I'm sorry, apologize. No aspect of this offer is what I'm looking for. I would be willing to give him a lot less than that. Think free agency be the best? Well, I think tagging you would be the best, pal. And then as far as re-signing the other guys go, I don't think we need to. We'll go for this Adams guy because he is actually pretty decent. We could use a new number 3 corner. Definitely Onyemata. He's on for the year, but I think we should look to draft a new, what's this called? Draft a new DT. Maybe look at the pass rush position. Wide receiver, I suppose. Michael Thomas isn't the youngest guy in the world. 29, he's fine. I mean, tight end, you can't really do much about. Jared Cook is going to be the starter until we find someone, but it's not like you can go into the draft and say, hey, I'm gonna go for a tight end. It doesn't work that way. So if there's one in free agency, we might try to pick him up. If not, oh well. J.J. Watt, I mean, he would help, but it's not that big of a deal, to be honest. So I don't think we're going to go for J.J. Watt. Patrick Queen is here. I don't think these guys are supposed to be here, though. Either way, we don't need them anyway, so. I don't know, we're just in a really good spot. That's all I can really tell you. We get Calais Campbell to be the new number 2 DT just for the season. Of course, he'll probably look to retire after this. When you win a Super Bowl or 2, players start to join. We probably should try to get like J.J. Watt or something, but for the year, Calais Campbell works out just fine at number 2, and Onyemata, great depth player. Obviously, he'll be gone as well, so we probably should draft a DT this class. The problem is, well, actually, Cameron Jordan's actually getting a little bit on the older side, so I seen a pass rusher that's like mid-second. Looks pretty solid. We might be able to actually land him at 32, and he might actually be a super steal. I don't need any more other players. Oh, I mean, we got 2 other players. I don't think we need to scout anymore. I think we're good. Ooh, he's actually an early second. I thought he was late second. Yikes. We might have to go to like 20 or something. We trade the Panthers 32, 96, and Jacoby Brissett for pick 22. We're also going to give them a 4th-round pick. I know it's an interdivision trade, but it happens from time to time. We saw this most recent draft in real life, so fair enough. Hopefully this guy's worth it, but I mean, you guys seen... What the hell? Cutler? I wonder why he's fallen. No wonder. We do have a guy named Wade Williamson. Right tackle looks great, but this guy... I mean, he looks just like a talent and a half. We're going to take him, and he was 77 overall. Look at this guy. I mean, he is kind of able to, you know, borderline play linebacker if you need him to. Of course, I think we're just going to use him to replace Cameron Jordan when we need to, which I don't know when, but soon enough, I'd say they have to re-sign him, and at that point, maybe able to trade him off for like a 3rd or a 4th. Yeah, after this season, he's going to have another, he's on like a 1-year deal after this season, so we'd probably get rid of him next season and then start that Penn guy. You know, that makes sense. Now we have 2 guys, you know, kind of similar situation. Chance Whitaker, late 2nd, and then we have a Howard Jones, who is early 3rd. So Howard Jones is a little bit less on my board than Whitaker, but we'll see. I mean, wide receiver is not, I mean, obviously some of our guys are getting, ooh, Packers with a steal and a half with Whitaker. You know, some of our guys are getting on the older side, but still, I mean, it's not a super position of need. Can we trade these 2 picks to the Broncos to grab this DT? Which, once again, is probably a little bit of a reach considering we don't actually need DT just yet, but we will at some point soon. We give 64, 78, and McCoy for 41 from the Broncos. I really hope this DT is worth it because he is, I mean, he's kind of not insanely great. I'm starting to think maybe we shouldn't even go for this guy at all. How old is he? 21? Yeah, I'm going to go for him. He's 21. And he is hidden. Okay, 72 overall hidden. Once again, one of those block shedding type guys, run stoppers, not super great at anything else, but I mean, it's a good pick. It's a good pick. We're probably doing what you're not supposed to do. Instead of, you know, protecting the future, we're kind of just blowing it all right now just to make sure we can keep the talent levels extremely high. I think we're going to trade up yet again to the Steelers. We trade a 5th this, a 7th this, and a 6th next for 129 from the Steelers, which, of course, will be that safety. Cornell Downs, 68 overall, normal. A little bit on the slower side, potentially like a linebacker type, you know, 6'2", 222. I think that's actually probably what we will do with him if we need to, which right now I don't think we really have, you know, a glaring need at linebacker anymore. And then in the 7th round, kicker, I don't know if we really need a kicker. Win might be worth looking at. We might actually trade up for Rafano as well. 73 overall normal for Eric Wynn. Really good lineman, actually. He's actually solid. That's a good pick. That's a really good pick. Oh, we don't have to trade up. We have pick 32 in the 7th. The kicker's there. We'll take him. Okay, I mean, finishing the draft out all right for ourselves. Adam Rafano, really solid hit. What the hell is that? Have you ever seen that screen? Excuse me? Is that normal? Is that a tornado? I don't even know. Evan Penn. Let's take a look at what his development is. He is very freaking talented is what he is. Yeah, we have a pass rusher for the future. Well, do you know? Howard Jones, star development, and I don't care about the kicker because, we'll still take a look, actually. I don't really care too much about the kicker because at the end of the day, it's not going to be what his dev is. Even if it was superstar, I wouldn't start him. It's just when can we get rid of Lutz? Which could be right now. I mean, he hasn't played insanely well, so, you know, I think a team like the Bears maybe would actually trade a decent draft pick for him. Oh, he's really good, actually. What's his contract situation? Okay, so we can keep him one more year, and then we'll trade him next season for maybe like a late 4th. You don't see kickers traded often, but if he's asking for a lot, I think it's the best case because our kicker right now, our backup, the rookie, is actually pretty solid. All right, looking at the re-signings, there's a few expensive names. Eric McCoy is the #1 player on the list that we have to re-sign. A 5-year, $56 million. Suck me. What? What else do we have? We have Taron Armstead. That's another tag situation. And then Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. This is a tougher one because even though he is amazing, he's a good player, he's a safety. You can't afford everyone. We're re-signing him. Screw it. Damn. You know, once that quarterback needs a contract, it's a GG from us. Obviously, we don't have to worry about that. But, you know, just saying in the future, in case we come back to this, who knows? Headed to the playoffs. We have a bit of a better season here. Unfortunately, lose at the end, but it doesn't matter because we still are 11-5. And we have our bye week, so we did lose quite a bit near the end, but still enough to get that bye week, like we said. The final season. Let's get this going. Theo Parks may be good enough for X Factor. I doubt it, but you never know. Kamara, a little bit of a down season, can't lie, but still a good one. Fuller, maybe superstar at the last second, which would be clutch. Because what is he, 29 coming up? So superstar would save him into that contract, which we signed him to, like 30-31. Hayden Hurst, decent season. Taywan Taylor, nice cute little star development. Didn't really get anything done with it, but still better than Taywan's ever been, so I'll take it. Sack totals, Penn, he only played 345 downs, but he was better than Davenport, basically, which is just great to know, which is awesome. Calais Campbell joins the team, 11.5 sacks, nice stuff. Pick totals were low, down to 5. Both linebackers potentially deving up here. Will Lutz, okay season. Don't really care too much about punting, but we got a decent punter, so I imagine he was good. MVP, Tua Tagovailoa. Tua Tagovailoa with 2. Number 2. He was a normal dev guy that nobody wanted, and now he's number 2 for the Patriots. Of course for the Patriots, right? Why wouldn't it be them? I must call him Willie Parks. Theo Parks, number 2 as Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, surprisingly not on the list, which is interesting. Whitaker at number 2. Number 1, Penn was at 3, and he didn't even start, so that's something. Aaron Rodgers, 83 overall. Parks, number 1 for the NFC QBs. Wide receiver, interesting. Oh, number 2 and 3. Not bad. O-line, number 2, 3, 5, and 7. D-line, number 5. Linebackers, really? Where are the linebackers there? If Lattimore's number 6, I don't even know what to tell you, dude. Will Lutz at number 5. But we have a bye week this time into the divisional already without even having to play it. That is definitely a thing that I'm happy about. The Seahawks. Didn't we play the Seahawks first game in one of the Super Bowl seasons? I completely forgot to show you guys we didn't cheat the last Super Bowl run as well. Then again, who even does that anyways? It's probably just me anyways, so who gives a crap? Patriots, really? They're going to actually do things. For real, they're in the championship round. Nice. Super happy about that one. Doesn't matter, though, because there's a chance we don't even win this game. Huge play by Kamara, 7-3, 7-6, 14-6. Halftime is going to be an interesting score of 14-9. We're down by 3 now. Like I said, it might not even matter. Great drive there, but defense going to have to come up with a play. Offense, they get the points, but it's OT. This, like I said, this could be the rebuild. This could be the rebuild. We lost first game in the divisional. We were 10 times better than them. See, this is why I need to just end rebuilds on a Super Bowl win, because look at this. Now it's like, okay, dude, you guys just went one and done. Congratulations. Either way, that is definitely going to be the rebuild. Tyler Lockett absolutely crushed it. I mean, you just see their numbers all over the board. Jesus, like every single player they had were higher than ours. Of course, Will Lutz missed a field goal, which, of course, if he didn't, we would have not went to overtime. It was from 50-plus at least, so fair enough, I guess. But, damn, I thought we were going to have one of our most successful rebuilds ever. It's still a really good one, year 1 Super Bowl win, and then, 2 years later we get another one. We get the playoffs here with the bye week. You would have thought, hey, this is one of those greatest of all time type situations for teams. Not quite the case, but obviously still a success, and definitely happy with the results. Let's take a look at who wins the Super Bowl between the Seahawks and Colts. It is the Colts. Let's take a look at the DevUps. Do we see X Factor Parks? We do. Okay, so X Factor Parks, indeed. We're not going to be able to get him to a 95 overall, but still interesting enough. What is his, he's improviser. Actually, we're going to just upgrade him a little bit here because I don't really even care about this too much. So if we can just get that improviser to 95, 2 points on awareness, that doesn't matter. Is he going to get escape artist? He does not. I don't remember the last time we've even ever had a guy naturally earn escape artist from when we've been watching. Will Fuller, of course, goes to superstar, which is very clutch for him. Clutched up just in time. Defensively, linebackers maybe both went up. Anderson did. Finney did not. Dwayne Anderson would shut down Ian Secure Tackler. What a story. That man enters the NFL as a safety and becomes like an all-time, on the path to an all-time coverage linebacker status, which is insane. This team still has so much potential, so this will be one that I will save. I don't know if we'll get time, have time to do any reloads, but this could be on there to see, how many they can win in another 5 seasons. Anyways, though, if you guys have a suggestion for a rebuild challenge, or you have a suggestion for, what team you'd like to see next, let me know in the comment section below. Of course, if you did like, maybe leave a like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Jeromepkr, and, that's also my Twitch. Check out the second channel, PKR Plays. Maybe by Saturday we'll have another video up there. Anyways, though, thanks for watching. Hopefully you come back for next video. But until next video,